Hello, this is Alex from PHP Academy, and welcome back to the fourth video in this object-oriented PHP series. In this part, we're going to look at the constructor method within a class, which is going to allow us to essentially shorten the process of setting things up inside of our class. So what I mean by a constructor in terms of this is when we instantiate the class initially, we may want to set the product type straight away, and we might not want a set product type method to do this separately. So the way that we did it before is we instantiated the class by creating a variable called book, and this was equal to new product, and then we came down here and we said book set product type, and then we chose I don't know, book or food or whatever we did before. So this is fine. We can then go ahead and we can get the product type, and we obviously don't need to pass a parameter here, and we can go ahead and echo this out. Let's just separate this a bit. So what this will do is it will just return book. So we're basically setting this this property in here. And by the way, if you're setting protected and private properties, I forgot to mention this in the last part of the tutorial, we generally put an underscore just after the $sign before the variable name or the property name, and this just signifies that it's protected or private. For public, you would just leave it like that. The reason that there's no reason that we do this. It's just good practice to show protected and private properties. We, of course, if we do this, need to then do this, and we also need to do this. Like I said, there's no actual reason we do it other than to signify the difference between public and protected and private, because protected and private are very similar. However, this is good practice, so we're going to leave that like this here. So we have set the product type, and we have got the product type. We have echoed that out onto our page. Now, what happens if we want to just instantiate an object but pass through the type of product in this case? Well, in the case of just doing this, nothing much is going to happen because we're passing through a parameter, but we're not doing anything with this parameter. Now, we don't actually need the set product type method anymore because we're going to be using the constructor function to take this parameter for us and place it within this protected property. So we do exactly the same as we would do with a normal method. We say public function, but this time we use two underscores and we use construct. Okay, so it looks a little odd. That's just the notation that we use here. Double underscore construct, we can add parameters that we want to take through here. In this case, it will be, I'll just say value for now. What we can do is now we can set the protected type. So this, remember, underscore type is equal to value. Okay, so if you're confused, let's go over it just one more time. We have this constructor function that when the class or object is instantiated, we pass this book parameter through. This construct function is found when the class is instantiated, and we grab this value here, which is equal to this value here, which we place inside this type variable. So now what we can do is, this isn't going to do much at the moment because we're not outputting this. But now what we can do is we can echo book get product type. Remember, we got rid of set product type, but we've kept get product type. And this will essentially then just output book. Okay, so not only have we saved ourselves one line of code, we can actually do a variety of things within construct. So, we could, for example, add another variable. Let's go ahead and add protected $_price. So we can also pass then a price through here. So let's just change this to type and change this to price. Yeah, that's fine. We can change this here to type, and then we can just copy and paste this down. So we can do multiple things within here, as we can do within any method. So now I've just duplicated this. We've got a type now and a price, and we're passing a type and a price through when we instantiate it, which we will add in here. I'll just say $8.99 for example. And then we are applying the type to the type property here and the price to the price property. And then obviously we want to go ahead and we'll want to add another method for getting the product price as well. So we can here say get product price, and then here we can just say price. Let's go ahead and refresh. Nothing's happening because we are only getting the product type. So what we can do is we can perhaps put this into a sentence. So let's go ahead and say echo. Let's say this, and then we'll say this book. Get product type. Costs. And then we'll do a pound symbol. And then book. Get product price. Don't worry, I'll explain this in just a moment if it's a bit long. Anyway, so we have instantiated the object, we have set a type and a price, which we now store inside of these protected properties. We have two public functions, which are get product type and get product price. So we can output the get product type, or the product type rather, which will say this book costs pound symbol get the product price, which we've set at $8.99. So it should say this book costs £8.99. So when I refresh, you see it says this book costs £8.99. So that is essentially the constructor function. We can put anything we like in here to, anything that we need to initialize this this construction of the property, either setting property values or anything like that. In terms of this scale, it doesn't really make much sense, but when you start to get larger classes, you'll understand that this can be extremely useful when instantiating classes. So that is the constructor method in a class.